Back in November, I had a long day here. It was a Wednesday. I was teaching 8 a.m. confirmation and 7 p.m. confirmation, and then, of course, everything in between on a Wednesday were really long days. And so by about 10:15 then on that Wednesday evening, quite literally, I was in bed. I was getting ready to rest up after that long day, and my phone goes off. And I have been paged by the Eden Prairie Police Department to respond to a death at the waters here in Eden Prairie. And so I was laying in bed in my pajamas, thinking to myself, I've already done all the running that I want to do today. There's a secondary chaplain who is on call as well, just like me. And so if the primary one, like me, can't make the call, then I trust one of my colleagues. And then the other 5 or 6 chaplains that we have to call out if the secondary is not available. Peter, it'll be fine. I think I maybe whispered to Michelle, I said, the police department just paged me. And she, I think, encouraged me and said, well. So I picked up the phone and I called in and got the instructions. I got dressed and made my way, as tired as I was. So also there's the issue of the kind of intensity that brings about. For all of my call-outs as an Eden Prairie Police chaplain, all have to relate to deaths. Death of one kind or another. And so immediately there's that anxiety that rises up. So I'm tired already. My anxiety is going up because I don't know what the circumstance is going to be when I arrive there. I don't know how the family is going to be when I arrive there. And I walk into the apartment at the Waters. It's 80 degrees in the apartment. And there is probably 20 people in the apartment as well. And we're in the middle, it's November, so we're in the middle of the pandemic as well. So I walk in thinking, okay. So the first person I meet, though, is a gentleman. He's maybe 10 years older than I am. It turns out that he's one of the 8 children of the deceased person who is in his bed back in the bedroom. And he tells me that his father, who died earlier that evening, was 101 years old. And that next week, he was going to be going into hospice, just the following week. He was very engaging, this gentleman was. So then I started talking a little bit more, and he said, my mom is in with Dad right now. They've been married for 76 years. So now I'm being humbled a little bit more. And so I was talking with him, and then he says, well, I'm one of the 8 kids. There are 6 kids who are here tonight with all of their spouses, right? So 6 kids, he's in his 60s, they're all grouped up. That's why there were so many people in the apartment, because all the family was responding at the same time, coming to the bedside of their father, their patriarch. And when I was talking with the man out in the living room, I could hear laughter from the bedroom. So I walk into the bedroom, and there's the widow who's seated in a chair next to the bed where the deceased is. And I'd been told that she was hard of hearing. And so I went down next to her. There was no other chair for me to sit on, so I went down onto my knees, and I knelt down next to her good ear, her left ear. And I had a 10-minute conversation with her, with me on my knees, where after about 2 minutes into the story, she reached around me and pulled me in tight. Catholic family, they don't need a Catholic priest. They have me. And so the 6 siblings and their spouses, the 12 people, gather around with me and the widow. We gather around the bed here where their father, their patriarch, is lying. We reach out, we put a hand on him, we say a prayer, we bless him, we commend him to God, and we say thanks to God for his incredible gifts. 101 years, 76 years of marriage. My knees are sore at this point, but it's a holy ground, right? So I'm not going to get up and disturb the holy ground of that place. It's too good. And I was going to lay in bed and let the secondary call chaplain do it or one of my other colleagues do it. I tell the story because how many times are we running so hard that we let these kinds of things pass by? We don't even know what they're going to be when we end up experiencing them later on. But I left that apartment saying to myself almost out loud, can I stay a little bit longer? Too many times do we miss out on these unexpected things because we're too busy running. We're not taking enough time walking.